after we've lost everything, we're free to do anything.
Oh, no, whenever you would stay my baby, I know that my mother would never. Raise up, step my back.
Anybody who tries to get revenge on a woman, that's incel energy. That's a wrong way of looking at it. The only revenge you can get on a woman who breaks your heart is success. Success is the best revenge. Just level up slowly, and when she messages you, you got two choices. You can either say, sorry, baby, you're not my type anymore. Boom, you win. Or you could fuck her again. One last spin on the Ferris wheel. Yeehaw.
All women cost money. It's your job to find one that's within your budget.
Shit, and there's no denying that. But hey, tell me you're a 304 without telling me you're a 304.
Got paid for, but have way more. Get on your face, it was rough.
The body positivity thing's like getting way out of hand. You have people who are like actually morbidly obese being featured on covers and shit. I don't even think the majority of the time the magazines are trying to, it's like a double win almost for them sometimes, because it's like they want to come across as body positive. So, you know, a lot of people will be happy with that because 99% of people don't look like the traditional, you know, cover model. So obviously you're pleasing the demographic of individuals like this who want to tear down people who have what they perceive to be unattainable. I think oftentimes these like magazines and these big publications and stuff, they actually don't even give a shit about body positivity. I think they just want to stir up drama, and worst case scenario, some people think they're actually being body positive, and then some people think they're just being stupid, but they still win when people think they're being stupid, because then they talk about it and blow them up on some social media platform. It's almost like this weird like reverse psychology, like marketing shit going on nowadays, and it's like brainwashing people into thinking that you're like actually bad if you're in shape, which is just silliness.
What is one secret you never told your ex?
I cheated on you.
How many times?
Like 17.
Wait, how many different dudes though?
Like 4 different guys.
And why is that?
Because he was kind of a shitty boyfriend and I wanted to.
You can't just leave him? Why didn't you leave him?
Because we were so in love.
But you cheated 17 times.
It's not my problem. I don't care anymore. I'm done.
Say they want a nice guy and then go date a bad boy. They say they want commitment, but then they'll have a one-night stand with some guy. What women say and what women do are fundamentally two different things, and you should be paying attention to what she does, to her actions, to her behaviors. They are a far more trustworthy indicator of what actually attracts her.
As a man, if you block me, I won.
No, you didn't. Because now you're staying up late trying to figure out why this man blocked you, and you're making TikToks about him. Now, I'm not a fan of blocking people, right? I'm a fan of meeting people and them wondering why I don't look at their story anymore, why I don't like their pictures. That's my way of doing it. But as you can see from this video, that man has peace. Now she's making TikToks and confused. And if you don't believe me, go in the comment sections and look at all the women that are wondering why they're blocked and how they don't have any type of communication with that man anymore. Man's at peace, and now you're frustrated. So who really won?
You have to go and force her. You have to force her to feel regret at the magnitude of your actions. You sit around your ass being mopey, she ain't gonna feel regret. If you text her, you're gonna regret losing me, she ain't gonna feel regret. You have to get up and attack the universe, and through the force of your monumental achievements, create a massive sadness ball. A nice big ball of regret, and dump it on her fucking head.
Like, she has a high body count. What the fuck does that matter?
At this point,
how do you know?
Ladies, are y'all okay? What is so bad about a man wanting a woman who slept with less than 10 men? Are y'all okay? That's just what he wants. It's just what he wants. It's what he asks for. I get on this app every day and hear women be like 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches, right? And that's okay. You can want what you want. Go after it, sweetheart. I went through a whole saga of women telling me I was broke because I told men, not even the women, because I told men not to send cash money to women you're not exclusive with. They were like, how could you tell men this? I was like, dang, I wasn't even talking to y'all, but y'all mad at me. So when a man gets on this app and says, you know, I just don't want a woman with a high body count, where is the outrage? Is it because you have a high body count and you feel like nobody's gonna pick you? Just lie and get picked, okay?
There is a difference between a guy who's 40 and a girl who's 40. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Well, because at 40 for a woman, it's basically over.
Really?
Yeah.
As far as having kids?
Having kids and like physically for most women, yeah. I mean, there's exceptions, sure, but that's not the rule. But as a 40-year-old guy that like you're doing pretty well, like you could get married tomorrow with a 25-year-old, have 5 kids and still have a whole life. That's just not the case biologically for women.
Yeah.
And also, in some way, I think it's embarrassing for women that are put in those situations because how do you make it to 40 and not learn how to get along with a man? How do you make it that far and you just never pick up on cues? And sometimes these women have children and that's great, and you know, sometimes they don't have a man, but sometimes they don't have either which one. They're just absolutely by themselves. Is that a full life? Because so they have girlfriends, that's great, but are all of those girlfriends single? Or are they also like married with children, or they have professions? It seems lonely to me, and I think women come out and they try to say that it's not, and I think it's a cope.
All the girls that are being 20 right now and absolute whores in the club, whatever not, in 10 years are going to be 30, trying to settle down and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that they were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys.
Whoa. Something is wrong about this. Something don't seem right. Why is she saying this? This has to be a setup.
Listen. I'm so sorry. Man, I want you to understand this, yeah? When you know how a woman operates, when you know what makes them tick, when you no longer give them the power and you are the guy, the superior, they're gonna call you insecure. Oh, you're toxic. You're definitely got your heart broken. Because men that do this actually understand woman nature. That breaking the ego is the most important thing that you have to do, G. Now, okay, let's take it back. Let's take it back to all the points that I was saying. Number one, I said, don't care. So what happens to the regular dude? The average guy that cares too much? She gonna leave you. Number two, what happens to the regular guy that's needy? Oh, he's too much. He's giving me the ick. She gonna leave you. Number three, what happens when you start complimenting her on a regular basis? Oh, babes, you're so beautiful. I know. You just gonna be giving an ego boost and she gonna leave you. So the things I am telling men that's opening their eyes, majority of women don't want men to know. Because if you tell them the secret ingredient to their sauce, all of a sudden they're the ones that's chasing men. They're the ones that's doing above and beyond for men. But they just want suckers and simps to chase them on a regular. And let me tell you something. If a woman ever says, okay, I'm gonna leave you because you're doing this, guess what, bro? It showed that her intentions was strictly to make you a simp. It was strictly to make you chase her. So you know what you do? You tell her, okay, babes, okay, so this is the exit. Find your way to the left and exit in the right. Because now you're filtering out the woman that likes you for you, that will be beneficial in your life. Then the woman that's going to waste your time, waste your resources, and just try to manipulate you. So I'm telling you, bro, when you understand female nature, some of these females will be annoyed because now they can no longer control you. You can no longer give them the attention that they want. So it's going to irritate some of them. And I said this in a video. So guys, when you see a woman like this on self-defense, you already know I'm giving serious secret ingredients, bro.
This is the other thing I tell men to do. Tell a beautiful woman no. Most of these women have never been rejected. The first guy that rejects them, they're gonna flip out. They don't know how to handle it because no guys reject them. They're getting chased by men all the time. That's a perfect example of an overvalued woman. That's based on the accessibility of men, because I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 guys she runs into are chasing her because they haven't ran into a high-value man, because high-value men won't tolerate their attitude. High-value man will be like, you know what? You're a dime a dozen. I have my pickings. I can choose what I want. Men control access to marriage. What does that mean? That means we're the ones that propose, not the women. So when women are like, I've been engaged, look, high value men ain't gonna propose to those girls.
You said that men have to earn their egos and
Yes.
women do not need to earn their egos.
Because women are born with value and men are not. Men have to create their value.
Not all women are born with value.
Yes, they are. Because
Yeah.
the thing is that the things that make a woman attractive, she's born with: her youth, her beauty, etc. When a girl becomes, 18, 19, 21, she can go ahead and get attention from multimillionaires that busted their ass to create that value. Men and women are not the same. Men have to become attractive. Women just are attractive if they don't let themselves go.
Not trying to fall in love with no girl anymore. I don't have a trust that they're not going to leave me anymore. I don't care how many tattoos they have of me. I don't care what they say about me. I know the goddamn truth. And this time around, now that I'm in this position again, let me show you what I can do with this logic. I will cut everything to pieces and create a brand new world for myself.
In today's episode of Shitty Things That Women Do, meet the mom of two who was married for 14 years and then decided to leave her husband for a man that didn't want anything to do with her because she made it all up in her fucking head. Yeah. Meet Amanda. Amanda was married for 14 years. She and her husband of 14 years were having a little bit of a rocky moment. I mean, and that can happen. Anything after 14 years is a bit rocky. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't do that. So whatever. I digress. So she says, hey, I'm going to go with you on your work conference. Seems innocent enough, right? Trying to rekindle the spark. Well, Amanda was having dinner with her husband and his coworkers at the conference and decided to play eye games with Jason. Then they went on a romantic walk while her husband was at said conference and they kissed a little bit. Well, this was enough for her to leave her husband without letting Jason know. And when she let Jason know, he said no. Now, we didn't see that coming now, did we? Did we?
Do you believe that men and women are equal?
I think that they should be equal, but I think that men don't view women and men as equal.
I agree.
So you said you feel like they should be equal, but in reality, are men and women equal?
No. Men don't view women as equal, but they should be equal.
Well, we're not equal. I mean,
Why?
essentially,
Do you think that you're better than me?
I don't. See,
Do you think that you're better than me?
I never said I was better than you.
You just did.
I said that we're not equal.
Why?
Because I have a penis and you have a vagina.
What does that fucking matter?
That means we're different. Wouldn't you agree?
But why does that make you better than me?
I said we're not equal. I'm not better than you.
But equal means that we're in the same playing field. By you saying that you have a penis, that you're saying that you're better than me.
By me saying I have a penis, I'm saying I have a penis.
Okay, so do you think that you're better than me?
No, I just said I don't think I'm better than you.
So, but
I just think we're not equal. No, we're not.
Why?
Because we like different things and we're different people.
People getting mad at me because I said I would leave my girl if she get big. I'm a dead ass tell you why. And this has...
I've seen so many women stitch this video like, yeah, well, when that hairline go, I'm gone. Y'all act like getting fat is inevitable. He specified in that video, I'm not talking about childbirth or anything like that. He's saying simply letting go. That's it. I have been so desensitized to women getting fat over the years and just not caring about their appearance that y'all think is normal. You do know you can live your entire life without gaining a significant amount of weight. You get in so much trouble on this internet now for telling people to be healthy. Don't get me wrong, for a lot of men, right? The hairline is inevitable. It's gonna go. But getting fat, you just ate too much consistently over the years?
Women only fall in love with one man, and then every man after that, she's just tolerating him. So for example, you can have a conversation with a woman that's 25, 35, 45, 55, no matter how old she is, still to this day, she's going to either be talking about or she's going to be complaining about that man that she fell in love with. Why? Because that's the man that she truly wants to be with. That's the man that she cannot get over. That's the man that she wishes everything would have worked out with. Still to this day, she'll answer the phone when he calls. She'll text him back. She'll meet up with him and still have conversations with him. She'll still even go see him and have occasional sex here and there. Why? Because that's the man that she truly wants to be with. So I'm sorry to tell you, if you are the man that comes behind that man, I'm trying to tell you some real shit. You are the cleanup man. You will never get the best version of that woman. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter if you make more money than him. It doesn't matter if you look better than him. It doesn't matter if you marry her. It doesn't matter if you fuck her better. It doesn't matter if you boss her up. You cannot compare to the dude that she's in love with and the dude that she quote unquote used to be in love with. A woman's always going to compare and contrast. Why do you think that a woman can be in a relationship with a man for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then every single man after that, the relationship only lasts 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years max, because she's always going to be in love with that man? The perfect example is, I don't know if y'all ever seen a movie Casino. Sam Rothstein and Ginger. Sam did everything he did that he can do to make that woman happy. He was a millionaire, billionaire dude that owned a lot of casinos in Las Vegas. He bought her a house. He bought her a private jet. He bought her, he gave her a monthly allowance of about $100K. He gave her a baby. He gave her a ring. He gave everything to a woman that she could want. But no matter what he did for her, she always was thinking about her ex. She was always talking about her ex. She always called him. She always went to go see him. Even the day of her wedding, she was crying on the phone with her ex-husband. Her ex-boyfriend, saying that she didn't really want to do this. She really want to be with him. That's how most women are. They will never get over their ex-boyfriend, or they will never get over their high school sweetheart, or the man that gave them babies. So I'm here to tell you as a man. Also, one more example. G Herbo and Ari. No matter what G Herbo does, he moved on. She still to this day. She throwing shots at him. She throwing shots at his girlfriend. She always got something slick to say about them. It's still rumors that they still mess with each other. Why? Because as a man, you cannot compare to the man that she's truly in love with. So I'm going to give all the fellas some advice right here. If a woman been in a 5, 10, 15-year relationship, or if she ever been in love, just know that you can't compare to that man no matter what you do. She's always going to be in contact with him, and she ain't going to do nothing but tolerate you or use you to get over him, and she never going to get over him.
I think one of the hottest takes that I hold is that too many men really don't realize how damaging it is for them to rack up a ton of bodies and get a lot of women. And when I say that, most men will say something about biology or ancestors, it's different, keys and locks, all that jazz. And the thing is, we can argue about that all the doodah day, but that's nothing more than a distraction for the real problem, which is that you gotta realize what it normally takes for a guy to be hyper successful when it comes to getting women like that. Like 90% of guys are not of the caliber of man that are gonna have women throwing themselves at him or even making the first move. So if the average guy wants to rack up a ton of bodies like that, then he's going to have to consistently approach and meet tons and tons of women, which means that he's probably going to be taking at least a decent amount of emotional and romantic rejection, just like straight to the face. Now that decent amount of rejection from people that you're interested in is inevitably going to weigh on you and your self-confidence. And when that happens, the most common answer we have for those guys is to just stop caring. Stop caring what all those women think about you and what they say about you, and just put up this wall where you become numb to their opinions. Then, once we have that emotional wall up, we just slap the label of confidence on it and call it a day. But you have to recognize that apathy to the opinions of others isn't confidence. It's just a defense mechanism for your confidence. The thing is, I don't care who you are, unless you're a literal sociopath, then having tens to hundreds of people say that you are not good enough to date is gonna weigh on you. And yet, the way that too many men defend against that is to say that the opinions of those people do not have worth in their eyes. But when you do that, you just hurt everybody, including yourself, in ways that you're probably not aware of. It hurts women in reinforcing the belief that it's in a man's best interest to just invalidate her opinion of him. And it also reinforces the belief that women are numbers because it's a numbers game and therefore they're just things. And the wild card is the way that it hurts men as well. Because at the bottom of this slippery slope, you often find this emotional wall is now up. You have this really convoluted viewpoint towards women and their opinions, and you probably also equate your self-worth to your ability to get get all these women and probably your ability to perform in bed. And each of those beliefs are almost directly cited by the American Psychology Association as some of the most damaging beliefs that men can hold towards their own mental health. Like, you know, these fun stats and figures that we often love to cite when we talk about men's mental health? Yeah, there have been multiple surveys and studies that have shown a strong correlation between those things and the beliefs that I just listed. Now, this isn't to say that the guys that hook up with a ton of women are the ones responsible for things like men's really high self-destruction rates, but it is to say that the dots are there and they're already being connected by people a lot smarter than you and I. And what those dots are telling us is that simply because your role in a game is different than that of others doesn't mean that the rules of that game don't still apply to you, which does mean that even if you're a man, carelessly giving your mind and your body to countless people is going to damage you way more than you think.